Welcome back to our Dream in the Woods. On the agenda for today is to mill some rafters for the Sawmill shed or cover. I got all the beams done out of Doug fir. Now I'm switching back to lodgepole. So I have my pile of lodgepole here. It is covered in snow. I still have a good amount of lodgepole left in this log deck here, and kind of hard to tell, all covered in snow, but I'll dig the trees out. I need 19 total. I think maybe at one point I said I need 17, but I need 19. And when I'm evaluating these logs as I'm pulling them out, I have a little chart here for the diameter of the log and then the cant size. A cant is once you've kind of squared that up into a square, like a 9-inch diameter log yields a 6 3/8 cant, a square 6 3/8. And so that's the minimum size log I'm looking for, is a 9-inch on the small end, and then anything bigger than that. So the little logs I'll throw out the side and decide whether it's worth the effort to make some 2x4 material out, or whether they'll just become firewood for next year. So, but yeah, I don't know if I need, I've already made a couple of the rafters already, so I need at least 17. So I need 8, 9, 10 good logs. Of course, the log needs to be straight. Can't have very many defects to get that 6x6 out of it. So, and as we know, logs aren't all created equal. So get to it. So I'm not going to get out and evaluate every log, but this is one I thought, well, I'll take a look at. So first of all, it has a big thing there that may or may not saw well. But then as I got down here to about the 16-foot mark, which is about here, it just doesn't cut the mustard as far as the diameter goes. So about an 8-inch diameter at 16 feet. So that's not going to work. But that kind of gives me a visual of what kind of log it needs to be. I pulled one out over there. That's definitely a good log. And then I'll just keep searching. There's plenty of good logs in there, but we saved everything, and it doesn't mean that this log won't be used. Just not gonna be used for rafters, but make something out of it. Let's see, this is the group of logs I picked. This little one is the only suspect, but I think it's 9 inches down there. This last one will be a question too. There's my problem right there. So that big old defect there, right in the middle of the log, won't make that one a good one. Some pieces on either end that'll make something at some point, or that'll just turn into some firewood. But pretty limby, naughty looking stuff, but it'll make lumber for sure. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. I get my 8 boards. This big fat one here, it's got a little bit of a bow to it, but definitely make some out of that. So we might be able to get 3 or 4 rafters out of that one log. So let's take a look. All right, milled the first 2 logs, got 2 roof rafters out of each of those, so I've got 4 so far. And now onto this little bigger limb infested, a little bit crooky big log. So I don't know, the butt end here is fairly big, 14 on that side, 13 on that side. But I can see a pretty good sized bow in the log. So it won't be exactly that, but with that much meat on the tree, see how many rafters I can make out of it. All right, got the top and the bottom. Don't really know whether I should shave a little more off of this end, but as you can, I don't know if you guys can tell, but those are the 2 straight sides. The next cut will be a big banana. So I figured that I'd just leave a little more meat on the tree until I can get that banana kind of cut out of it. Even at the skinny side there, it's still 6 inches. So, but it will need more trimming, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. Try to square it up a little bit better. So, big old tree, that's for sure. Those knots, when the saw goes through it, you can kind of tell. You just have to go slow when you're cutting a tree this size. So, all right, the bugger is out here. Well, that's going to be interesting, to say the least. Even though I don't really want to lift it, I think I'm going to go turn it 180 degrees. See if I can get it to sit a little flatter. That seems better. Still a sizable bow on the bottom. It's off the bunk on 3, and the center is probably 4 inches, so take some finagling. All right, starting to get 3 square sides. I'm gonna save this board here. I'm not even sure how thick it is, but yeah, I can get 8-10 feet, and if I cut the center out of it, I can easily get a 2x6 out of that board there. So we'll save that and see if we're ready to flip here. Stopped using log clamps at this point. Sitting on a flat surface, square surface, it's heavy. I don't think it's quite necessary to do it. It looks like the bow in this tree is about 9 inches, and so start shaving it down. It might be even less here. So, I mean, if we get 9 inches, then that divides into 3s and 6s pretty good. So, but I think we have to trim some other sides. Quite a bit of wane on those other sides, but we'll see where we'll get. Well, time for a blade change. I could tell it was just cutting worse and worse as far as effort to push it across the log, and I think here it started dipping. So get a fresh blade, put it back on. Hopefully get this beam here cut into the roof rafters before it gets dark.